Perfect. 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 Perfect.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. It's time.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are now live. It is Monday, October the 6th, 2020. And as always, this is Steve's Kitchen. What's up, everyone? How's everybody doing today? How was your weekend? I hope it was a good one. I hope that your teams won. I hope your parlays hit. I'm seeing a lot of these crazy AI videos that are just getting out of hand. I must say, I saw a Chris Benoit one in AEW, and it's like, yo, we know for a fact a lot of these like sensitive fans will go like, I'm so triggered, I'm so bothered. This can never be. What are you talking about? Benoit in the AEW will never freaking happen. I mean, it no, it won't. It won't. But still, I saw that one. I saw Tupac and Biggie uh going back and forth in promos. Um some dude in a wheelchair falling off a Hell in a Cell. Like, oh my goodness. I even saw the Tupac and Michael Jackson and Elvis in Havana. Uh Also chilling with Fidel Castro and all that stuff. I've seen all these videos. I'm sure all of you have as well on social media. But if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Yeah, give this video a big old thumbs up. Share it through social media. Hit that click on that subscribe button. Click on that bell notification so you'll be notified whenever this channel does go live. Um, but yeah, let's get into this because really, to be honest, I know Raw starts at about 52 minutes and counting. So I'm gonna get you guys out of here. I'm gonna get you guys out of here before all begins. That is my promise that I gonna try my best to fulfill and all that stuff. But yeah, I know Raw starts in literally 52 minutes. And I'll be honest, as far as like wrestling news is concerned, there really isn't that much, to be honest. For like the last 2 weeks, it feels like wrestling news has been kind of dead, you know. But if you are like a wrestling, reviewer, right? You kind of did have a few. You kind of had a field day, right? You had a couple shows to review, and really, to be honest, that's not really what I do. I kind of do focus a lot. I depend a lot on these news articles that come out, and I give my opinion. That's basically what this podcast basically is for Steve's Kitchen, for the most part. But like any other show, like Raw Rundown, you know, something about Dynamite, whenever we do a watch along, it's a watch along and a review, but Raw Rundown is mostly a Raw review, you know. But also it's factored into this week, there is a pay-per-view. We all know already, right? This Saturday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, it is WWE Crown Jewel. The plan of attack is the following. We're going to try to preview this show on Thursday. I'm trying to get this done on Thursday. I will let you guys know more as we get close, but that's the plan to preview Crown Jewel on Thursday here on the channel. And that's the plan. And who knows, maybe, just maybe, we'll just knock out two birds in one. We'll even preview Bound for Glory, because I also know there's a TNA show. Matter of fact, no, I'll preview Bound for Glory here. See what they have on the card. I'll just give my quick preview, and then I'll just put it in a video, have it uploaded here, okay, as a video on the channel. That's probably what I'm going to do. But Crown Jewel preview this Thursday here on the channel. Also, one more thing, I want to make a quick announcement. As you guys know, every single Wednesday, there is something about Dynamite, the AEW Dynamite watch along that we do on the channel. That channel members, if you are a channel member, it's only $2.99, and you get to join me and the gang and watch AEW Dynamite together. And that's really, to be honest, the reason why I'm still watching AEW, because of the watch alongs, right? That being said, as you guys already know, this Tuesday, it is at the War. The War is back. God damn it. The Tuesday Night War makes its return yet another year. So it will be obviously NXT Showdown, because they're too much of sensitive fucks to call it Invasion. Those fucking sensitive fucks who bitch and moan every fucking time online decided to, let's rename it. We're not going to call it Invasion. We're going to call it Showdown, because all you fucks were fucking triggered. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But also on Tuesday is AEW Dynamite Tuesday Night Edition, their title Tuesday. All right. So the plan for Tuesday, tomorrow, that is, to go live with both shows. Yeah, I'm gonna try to watch both shows as they happen. So I'm gonna probably have, for the gang, we'll probably watch Dynamite, but on the TV, I'm gonna have NXT, and that's what we're gonna do, basically. But we'll see. But that is the plan for now. We gotta, see how it goes. But as far as Crown Jewel, yeah, Weston writes here, Weston, bro, we gotta wake up early to watch Crown Jewel, like it's a school night or something. For me, at least, look, I won't be able to watch it live as it happens, because I'll be at work. I usually go in at work around 4 in the morning on Saturdays. I don't get out till 10. And honestly, I'm gonna try to catch a nap and then maybe watch it. If not, later on in the day, I'll rewatch it probably Sunday. But the plan is to recap Crown Jewel likely on Monday on Kitchen, as well as Bound for Glory. Give my thoughts on that too. So yeah, next week it will be a review show for the most part, unless something crazy happens in the wrestling world, like some breaking news or shit, which I'm kind of hoping for that we do get. But anyway, enough about all that. But now tomorrow here on the channel, it's the return of Sanada. Something about NXT and Dynamite again. Yeah, big whoop. If Romeo, if you're in the chat, there you go. And it's also the Yankees game. Holy shit. So this past Saturday was UFC 320. live from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. And the big main event was the rematch between Alex Poatan Pereira and the then champion Magomed Ankalaev for the UFC light heavyweight championship. They fought months prior, a year ago or so. They fought, right? And Ankalaev beat Alex Pereira, pulled the upset, right? He beat Alex Pereira. Um, and people were wondering in this fight, well, will the same thing repeat itself, right? Well, the same thing happened again, right? That happened back, in their first fight. People were wondering, would that happen? Would the same result take place, right? Will Alex Pereira, fall victim, or will he, you know, find a way to overcome this, right? And beat Uncle Live like he was like he didn't do at UFC 313. And I'll be honest, going into this, like on a parlay that I had Uncle Live winning. Because something told me, like, yo, there's a possibility, right? But on my other parlay, I had Alex Pereira. But it was both, but yeah, that parlay already like it died because I had Khalil Roundtree, I had um, Marab Dvalishvili, and then I had Alex Pereira, right? And as we also happened in the Khalil Roundtree fight when he fought Yuri Prohashka, we saw what happened, right? But we'll get to that in a sec. We'll get to that in a second here. I want to talk about this main event, bro. Alex Pereira went in there knowing that there was a lot of pressure on him. And let's just keep it a buck. If you're the UFC, if you are the UFC right now, you are literally celebrating. You are literally throwing a big party in the offices because Alex Pereira is once again champion. Can you imagine what would have happened if Magomed Ankalaev would have done it again? Can you imagine just what had to have been going what would be going through their minds right now of the suits and ties in the offices of TKO or the UFC, whatever you want to call it? What would be going through their fucking minds? What? He won again? Oh fuck, we're the light heavyweight division is screwed, right? And and I know there was some back and forth banter between both these guys going into the second fight. Like for crying out loud, there was a fucking video of these two guys arguing at the UFC, the PI, the Performance Institute in Vegas, and they're arguing, but they're using Google Translator. Yes, they're using Google Translator to argue back and forth. It was the most funniest shit you'll see, right? But they're building up to this fight. And Alex Pereira literally went in there in the first round and just went to work. He starts throwing these punches, literally got closed the distance, right? Throwing punches. He found his opening and Uncle Light falls. He falls and I'm like, oh shit, this is not going good. And Pereira throwing punches and elbow like the 12 to 6 elbows, which is legal now, right? And Uncle Liev just could not respond, and the referee stopped the fight. And Alex Pereira is once again the UFC light heavyweight champion. And if you've seen the thumbnail, right, that is Jiri Prohashka. Jiri Prohashka, you see pictures of him crying once you see Alex Pereira crowned the new champion once again. And again, I'm happy for the guy. Alex Pereira, bro, it's crazy to think, right? Um, Izzy like mentioned him and he comes into the UFC. Granted, he had this amazing run in kickboxing, right? This amazing run, career as a kickboxer in glory, right? Won championship in multiple weight classes there as well. Comes to the UFC, right? He beats Israel Adesanya, becomes the middleweight champion. Granted, there's a back and forth with those two guys, right? And Pereira decides to move up to 205 and he captures the light heavyweight championship. And now here he is. And you think about it, right? He was their MVP fighter. The guy that's literally saved them when they were in a pickle. UFC 300, UFC 303, the fight with Magomed Ankalaev, the fight with Khalil Roundtree, and he's been again just delivering, right? But then here he is. He has to overcome this adversity, right? All right, overcome this adversity in Magomed Ankalaev. Can he beat him? The guy that beat him at UFC 313. Can he beat him? And he did. And I know that between the corners, they were suggesting for a third fight. I'm good, bro. I don't need to see a third fight. I'm good. Now, I also noticed that in the crowd, they were pointing the camera to Yuri Prochazka and Carlos Ulberg. Carlos Ulberg, who defeated Dominic Reyes, I think, was it a week ago prior to this event or 2 weeks ago? So many say, hey, he's in the mix. I know Jiri was like, oh, because he won. Yeah, he earlier in the night he defeated Khalil Roundtree Jr. in a fight where I thought Khalil had him, and I thought he did. I thought he did had him, and it looked like it, right? Like they were going at it, right? Rounds 1 and 2, it looked like Khalil Roundtree had this, right? And somewhere in round 3, Jiri Prochazka went into this place. It's like, holy shit, bro. And just finishes off Khalil Roundtree. Khalil Roundtree lost to now both Alex Pereira and Jiri Prochazka. So many think too, oh, because of that fight, you know what, he's in the mix too. But let's not forget. Let's not forget. Jiri Prochazka already lost twice to Alex Pereira. Do you really think that the UFC is going to want to make that third fight? Honestly, I would do Jiri versus Carlos Ulberg. If did they ever fight before? Let me just check here real quick. Let me see here. You know what I mean? So I think they did, right? Did they fight before? Okay, they have not fought before. They have not, but that's a fight I definitely think you should make. And the winner of that, obviously, goes in and is next in line, I guess. But there's also rumblings, and I know, I think, yeah, it was Pereira who confirmed it during the press conference. He wants to move up to heavyweight. Many people were suggesting, hey, could it be possible that, he was going to call out John Jones, right? But as you guys know, John Jones' brother passed away over the weekend. I believe it was Arthur Jones. If memory, I just want to make sure I get this right here. Yeah, it is. It was Arthur Jones. He died a couple of days ago. So he was being respectful of being Pereira, like, you know what? Let's get a moment of silence. So many people were suggesting that, hey, he was going to call out John Jones, but then obviously what happened put a pause to all that. Now, I think it's very possible that Pereira can go up to heavyweight, be the first guy to win 3 belts in 3 different weight classes. That would be huge, right? Like, it's one thing for a UFC fighter, for any MMA fighter, regardless of the promotion, right? I think it's cool to think that, hey, you're a champion not just in one weight class, but you won a title in another weight class. But now you want to top that, win a title in 3 different weight classes. I mean, there's been stories of it before in different organizations, but Pereira being that guy, I mean, him and Tom Aspinall, because technically now Tom Aspinall is the heavyweight champion, right? But time will tell. We'll see where they go from here. But yes, Khalil Roundtree did lose to Jiri Prochazka. And then also in the co-main event, you had Marab Devashvili versus Corey Sandhagen. And a fight that, I'll be honest, I gave Sandhagen, you know what, maybe some type of hope. Maybe we'll give him a chance here. I didn't put money on him or anything like that, but I'm like, you know what, if there's a guy, if there's someone in that division that can pull something out of his ass, pull a rabbit out of the hat, it's Corey Sandhagen. And like any other fight, Marab just had his way. Marab had his way, and we'll see where they go from here. But yeah, man, Marab ends up winning the fight via unanimous decision. But overall, I thought UFC 320 was a very, very fun show for the most part. But yeah, Alex Pereira is once again the UFC light heavyweight champion. And like I said before, if you're the UFC right now, you are happy. You are happy. Let me read some of the comments here. Weston writes here, do you think Dana has ever tried to tell the judges to be biased towards one fighter for the business? For business? No. I mean, I'm sure there's some judges that can be bribed, bought out, but nah. I do think some fighters have like FanDuel accounts, that for sure. But we need Zack Ryder to wrestle in WWE while Matt Cardona continues to do his thing on the indie. That would be awesome. Can you imagine? Like, hey, we get Zack Ryder here, but they've already called him Matt Cardona on NXT. Who knows? Maybe he'll wrestle tomorrow. Who knows? But that was my quick little thoughts on UFC. Yeah, so tomorrow it is the Tuesday Night War. The Tuesday Night War. Now, both NXT and AEW are going to go head to head. And I remember when this news was announced, some AEW like apologists are like, oh, well, talk about the counter programming, not realizing that, NXT goes live every Tuesday. It's AEW going to their show because of the fact that, you know what? It's the wild card game. So that's why they're doing all this stuff, right? So stuff to factor in. Again, the plan is to do a watch a watch along for both shows here. So that is the plan for now. But like I told you guys before, like a second here. Let's see here. The plan is to do a watch along, like I mentioned before. Look, I think both shows, as far as like a Tuesday night, should be fun. Should be a fun one. It just sucks because baseball is going to be a big priority too, and I think both shows will suffer in the rating. But let me look. Let's look at this. Right, this is obviously the big NXT versus TNA. I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna look at. The showdown card first. But as you guys know, and I mentioned this earlier, like they were supposed to be Invasion, but obviously because people want to be bitches and sensitive fucks, oh no, we can't call it Invasion. We got to call it Showdown. And look, let's just be honest. Let's just tell it like it is. This TNA NXT relationship, it's been hit and miss. I know, again, for a lot of people, it's just one of those things where it's like, you just know that, yeah, there's pros and cons. The pros is that, hey, some of these NXT stars, right, get WWE exposure on their program. They get exposure on WWE programming, more eyeballs on them than normal, right? That's a plus, right? But at the same time, it's like WWE's telling them what to do and TNA's being, sir, yes, sir. But I'm looking at this card. There's 4 matches as of right now. Maybe they'll add another match or two. Who the fuck knows? But we do have, again, 4 matches. Wrestling right here. I've been watching basically nothing but baseball this month. I couldn't even pay attention to Raw last week because of the playoffs. Hey, it happens. Totally happens. But let me just look at this card real quick. You do have Mustafa Ali versus Ethan Page for the North American Championship. I did enjoy the little video promos that we've seen from these two. Mustafa Ali, if you think about it, was promised a North American Championship before he got released. And it's crazy because like his career, and he said in his promo, has been cursed, right? He was supposed to be the one to be in the chamber many years ago, but instead it was given to, he got hurt, right? So Kofi took his spot and Kofi Mania happened, right? He was supposed to win Money in the Bank back in 2019. He was supposed to win the Money in the Bank and people were congratulating him and all that stuff. And before he even goes out to the ring, they think it was Vince who pulled him aside, like, "Hey, change of plans, pal. You're not winning the title. You're not winning the briefcase." And instead, Brock Lesnar ends up winning it. And the way they did it too, like they had Mustafa Ali up on the ladder. He's literally holding on to the ring that's holding on to the briefcase. And all he has to do is just pull the thing down. And then Brock's music hits and he freezes. That's the worst part. They made him freeze like a bitch as Brock was making his way down to the ring. Meanwhile, all you had to do was unhook the shit and it was over. Again, and then obviously what happened, with the North American title and all that stuff. Um, it should be a fun match for the most part. Um, again, honestly, do I see a title changing hands here? Yes, I do. But it's not going to be this one. I do think Mustafa Ali, when it's all said and done, does not become the North American champion. It's Ethan Page. And I also think factor in Ethan Page is involved in some program with El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. So you want to give him some momentum and go into that feud. So I'm going with Ethan Page. You do have. Remember what I mentioned moments ago that there'd be a title change? Yeah, it's this match right here. It's the Hardys of Matt and Jeff Hardy versus Dark State of Dion Lennox and Osiris Griffin. And this will be for both the NXT Tag Team Championships and the TNA World Tag Team Championship. It's a winner take all. Well, we know who's winning here, right? Like, do I need to go into full details about this? No. We all know Matt and Jeff Hardy, the Hardy Boys, are gonna go out there and win. Come on. What are we doing? All right. I feel sorry for Ali, but at the same time, Kofi Mania was amazing. But yeah, you should have won Money in the Bank. Yeah, should have. From there, we do have the two Survivor Series matches. But before I get into that, I do think they might add another match to this card. Maybe you add Matt Cardona versus Josh Briggs. Maybe if you remember, Josh Briggs lost his match last week because of Matt Cardona. So maybe you can do that. But you want to give Cardona the win, right? Like, come on, it's Matt Cardona. And then we get the two NXT versus TNA 4-on-4 Survivor Series matches. I'm going to start with the women first. So you have in Team NXT, right? Captained by JC Jane, who is the NXT Women's Champion. And on her team is Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, and Lola Vice. 4 women right there for Team Women's NXT. These are the 4 women for Team TNA for the Women's Survivor Series match, right? Representing Team TNA. Check this out. Now, again, I'm sure by now you already know who it is, but I'm just going to say it anyway. So you have the current Knockouts champion in Kalani Jordan, who is signed to WWE. Jessie McKay and Casey Lee. The former Iconics, now the Inspiration. And completing this team is Mara Sade, the former Jakara Jackson in the Metaphor from NXT. So Team TNA is basically all WWE alumni and one current signed talent from WWE. I mean, get this, the special referee in this match is Jordan Grace. I'm sorry. We couldn't get someone from the TNA Knockouts division to be in this match. Like, I'm going to go through this roster right now. I need to go through this fucking roster to get an understanding. Because, like, what are we doing? And of course, TNA doesn't have, they don't even have like a separated But let me go in. But I'm gonna go through the roster real quick. Guys, help, like, for real. This is like ridiculous. Like, you mean to tell me that we couldn't get people from the roster in this match? Like, look at this. We couldn't get Alicia Edwards to be part of Team TNA. Just saying. We couldn't get this chick, Danny Luna, to be part of Team TNA for this match. We couldn't get this pink chick, Harley Hudson, or Heather by Elegance, or Jada Stone, or this one, right? Jody Threat. We couldn't give Killer Kelly or Kylie King or MB by Elegance. I know why people. I know why. I know. This is not happening right now. It's not going to happen, right? We couldn't get her, Milla Moore, Milla Grace, Tasha Steeles, Steph Delander. We couldn't get these women. Look, at this point, fuck, we couldn't get Tessa Blanchard in this fucking match. I'm just saying. Like, what are we doing? Like, seriously, what the fuck are we doing? You know? It's crazy. It's fucking insane. There you go. Much better. Much better. I'm gonna throw here Team TNA. I think Team TNA gets to win because eventually one of these teams had to win from TNA. So it's gonna be this one. And then we go to the men's Team NXT versus Team TNA. I leave this one. There's some TNA names here that all right, cool. Representing Team NXT is the current NXT champion, Ricky Saints, the TNA World Champion, Trick Williams. You have Javon Evans, and then you have Miles Bourne. Representing Team NXT. Team TNA is Mike Santana, who is the captain of Team TNA. Frankie Kazarian, who is the current TNA International Champion. Moose and Leon Slater. And the special guest referee, Joe Henry. This is where I think Team NXT gets to win for the most part. But at the same time, it's like I can definitely see Team TNA winning too. Because remember, Mike Santana does have a match on Sunday. Didn't I say Miles Bourne? Yeah, Miles Bourne. I did say Miles Bourne, Weston. I'm aware he's dating Stephanie McCurry. He's been dating her, so good for them. Excuse me. I mean, the card itself. Look, there's 4 matches, like I mentioned before. They might add another match. It should be fun to watch for the most part. So there's that. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Team. Look, I don't know how. Just keep in mind too, Santana's competing for the title on Sunday, so we'll see how that goes. But I'm gonna go with Team NXT on this one to get the win. Now we go on to AEW because AEW also has a they also have a show. This what's it called? Second here. There we go. Yeah, they also got a show on tomorrow. They also have a show tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get this here to I can show you guys the match card real quick here. This is the current match card for tomorrow. So you do have a street fight between the Hurt Syndicate of MVP Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley against the team of the Demand between Ricochet and the Gates of Agony. Oh yeah, big match here. You also have Mercedes Moné doing an open challenge We do have also the Jurassic Express of Jack Perry, Jungle Boy, and I guess Luchasaurus. They're in action for the first time since 2022. Oh boy. Boy howdy. We have Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Now that being Tony Khan uploaded a video on the YouTube channel. Oh, well, not even that. He promoted a video on Twitter from their match from Revolution in 2020 before the pandemic, which was a very good match, by the way. You have John Moxley versus Tomohiro Ishii. This better be the fucking main event. You have main event Mox. Come on, man. You have a double Jeopardy eliminator match between the AEW World Tag Team Champions in Brodito versus Konosuke Takeshita and Okada. I guess how this works, if anyone from the Brodito team pins whoever, or they'll get a shot. One of them will get a shot at the international championship. But if Brodito doesn't win, then obviously Okada and Takeshita get a tag team match. That's how this works, I guess. Yeah, let's give it to Okada. Let's give it to Okada and Konosuke. I explained it moments ago. You'll see it when I explain it, basically. And then we have the face-to-face between Samoa Joe and Heyman Adam Page. The face-to-face. And yeah, they also have a match coming up at Wrestle Dream. All because Hangman Adam Page, when he went to hand over the AEW World Championship to Samoa Joe, it dropped. It slipped out of Samoa Joe's hands, and that got Samoa Joe all angry and just, fuck all of this shit, man. So that's where we're at. Here we are. Also, I didn't mention this, but Andrade is the one to get all elite. Andrade, the first guy to go from WWE to AEW to WWE to back to AEW. He attacked Kenny Omega, and then he's now part of the Don Callis family. And look, I think the money with Andrade is you got to give him a mouthpiece. You just can't have him go out there just do matches. No, for him, what got him over in his first run, he was a part of the package deal. It was Andrade and Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega was the one doing all the talking for him. And all he had to do was just get in the ring and do what he does best and wrestle. And that's what got people talking. That's what got people to watch him, right? Just him wrestling just him having wrestling matches just is not going to cut it. No, you need him to have a mouthpiece. You need him to have that mouthpiece. Who can that be? We'll see. But you put him now in a faction. He's like the fourth or third important person in that group, And now I'm hearing rumblings too that by midnight today, Santos Escobar will also be out of his WWE contract. And look, Santos Escobar, he is talented. Sadly, it just did not work out for him. Just didn't, I could see him probably going to AEW and probably being put in the Don Callis family because fucking why not? Let's put everybody in the Don Callis family, right? Andrade has everything but chemistry. You mean charisma. And the joke is now that Andrade is like the modern day Jeff Jarrett. I laughed. I fucking laughed. But I know he also had a little thing there with Meltzer. I think like Meltzer said on his show that years ago when Andrade left, it looked like he made it clear to Tony that he was going to stay, and he didn't. And he went back to WWE. So he's suggesting that, that basically he played Tony. I know. Oh, he deleted his response. Oh, what up? You see here. Did he delete his tweet? Oh, he did. Oh, no, it's up here. So this is what he tweeted to Dave Meltzer. At Dave Meltzer, is his handle. You talk too much shit without proof. And sir, I'll only tell you one thing. When my contract with AEW ended, I personally wanted man-to-man talk with Mr. Tony Khan for the opportunity to be in AEW And it's all I'll tell you. If I wanted to talk more, I would show you that you're wrong about many things, but just keep killing the business. Yo les deseo lo mejor, meaning I wish you all the best. So there was that too. And look, man, with Andrade, like I said before, what works for him is you got to give him a mouthpiece. That's how this is going to work, but we'll see what he does, right? Many would have, you would have thought, but what we saw on Wednesday, they would do Kenny Omega and Andrade at Wrestle Dream. Because I know at Wrestle Dream, they're doing Samoa Joe and Hangman. They're also doing, as far as I know, they're doing they're doing Darby Allin and John Moxley and the I Quit match. That should be something too, for the most part. But did I cover everything that I needed to cover? Oh yeah, I forgot. Bound for Glory. Holy shit. Silly me. Silly me. Silly me. We'll wrap up with this Bound for Glory quick little preview that I'm gonna do here, and I'll upload it on the channel as a separate video. So Bound for Glory goes down this Sunday, October the 12th, from the Saginaw Center in Lowell, Massachusetts. This is depending who you talk to, this is TNA's biggest show of the year. This is like their WrestleMania, right? And the big thing on the show is the main event of Trick Williams, who is the NXT contracted talent, being the TNA World Champion. And can Mike Santana finally do it? Can he finally bring the title home, right? I just think it's going to be crazy to think that you're gonna have a New Yorker win the TNA World Championship, have his big moment in Boston, in Massachusetts. Oh my goodness! So let's get into this, shall we? So we do have Frankie Kazarian versus Steve Macklin for the International Championship. I'm gonna go here with Kazarian. Big main event. Frankie here to get the win. We do have the Hardy Boys and Team 3D in a tables match for the TNA Tag Team Championship. This is their last match ever. This could probably be one of those, man. You know what? They're going to go out there and play the hits. It's a table match. So I don't see Devon going through a table, most likely Bubba. But overall, this is more for the nostalgia. And like I said before, they're gonna play the hits. So I'm gonna go with the Hardys to retain here. From there, we have Kalani Jordan defending the Knockouts Championship versus Indy Hartwell. I think Indy gets it here. I know Kalani Jordan was not supposed to be the Knockouts champion, but it ended up happening off a technicality. So there's that. From there, we do have the System of Moose, Alicia Edwards, Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards in the JDC versus Order 4 of Mustafa Ali, Tasha Steeles, Special Agent Zero, Jason Hotch, and John Schuyler. 1 second here. Ooh, my bad. A 10-person intergender hardcore war. Fuck it, give it to the System. Why not? We had the Collier Shot Gauntlet match. It's an intergender 20-person gauntlet match. This is where I guess the winner gets a shot at the world title whenever they want. I think that's how it works, right? We'll see who wins that. We do have the Inspiration of Cassie Lee and Jessie McKay versus Ash by Elegance, of Heather by Elegance, and M by Elegance. I'm going to go with the Inspiration to retain their tag titles here. From there, we have Tessa Blanchard versus Gia Miller. I know there's been something going on here between Tessa and Gia. I think since the anniversary. I think Tessa gets the win here. I know Tessa also reappeared in CMLL. Got people talking also. Cool. From there, we got, the main event. Trick Williams versus Mike Santana for the TNA World Championship. what was supposed to take place at Slammiversary is now going to take place in Boston. Mike Santana having his moment. And damn it, you better TNA, you better fucking deliver. TNA, no more fucking around. TNA, I know right now you're being the bitch boy to WWE, so you're going to be on a sir yes sir basis and be a good boy and do what you're told. But for the love of God, TNA, do not fuck this up. You have one job. Have Mike Santana at the end of the night be crowned the new TNA World Champion. Now, knowing the TNA that I know and love, they might just pull an LOL TNA. I can see it happening. I can see it easily happening too. But I'm going to go with Mike Santana to finally get it done. So we'll see how that goes. But that is Bound for Glory. Also going into the Hall of Fame is Mickie James. It was announced that she'll be inducted by Tara, the former Victoria. That should be fun too. We need Miz and MJF before the Miz retires. Could very well be as well. But that's going to be it for me, guys. Yeah, much love to all of you. Thank you all for tuning in. I know this was kind of rushed, but I had a lot going on. But here we are. Tomorrow, the plan is as follows. Tomorrow, there will be a watch-along for both NXT and AEW Title Tuesday. So we'll do that. All right? Thank you all for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Follow the Around the Point Network over on X at AT Point Network. You guys know where to follow me at. It's at Heel Steven. Thank you all for watching as always. Yeah, very rushed, brother. I told the folks that we'll be out of here before Raw begins, and I keep my promises. There you go. Yeah, guys, thank you all for tuning in as always. All right. For myself, Steve, for the gang, this has been Steve's Kitchen here on the Around the Point Network. I'll see you all tomorrow. Damn, 2 streams. You get Raw Rundown and you get this other one. Oh, man. I'm fucked. All righty, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see you all tomorrow.
Listen. Fuck up. Get out.